I think the time has come for people to take a legal view concerning internet stalking, and I think I found an angle from which to approach that, wherein which you guys can all participate and write to your government and demand that something is actually done about it. In the UK, for instance, there's two aspects here. In the UK, for instance, it is illegal to cause fear. So if someone is trying to scare you, right, you can go to the police. However, when it comes to internet stalking, there seems to be some kind of a loophole involved there, where nothing is done except under certain circumstances. However, something else has turned up which can be added to this now, and I think people can actually now start lobbying their governments about this and doing something about it. And that is the medical, scientific, you know I hate that word, proven fact that stress kills. Now you must have seen adverts about stress, etc., with people getting heart attacks and so on and so forth because of stress. Now when people deliberately set out to cause stress and fear, I think that we've reached the point where if we can prove that that is the case, that the law will need to be changed. Now of course there are people who are just being silly and just doing silly things, but that's not the issue. We have got people brazenly and openly bragging on the internet about their so-called conquests in the delusion of their own mind, of driving people to doing things by using stress. And I made a video just the other day concerning that, where someone sent an email to me telling me that your religion, the stress of your religion will kill you. Now if you got that, perhaps you might not take that too much into account, but you know, having worked in publishing and dealt with a lot of people face to face and on the phone, one of the skills I acquired was interviewing people and picking up on what it is that they may be inferring. And I was very good at my job, very good indeed. So when this guy sent that, of course, alarm bells began to ring, and I suddenly stopped viewing these people in the way that I was, because I've been busy looking at so many other things. You know, discarding them to one side. Oh, it's another Wally. So obviously someone is completely crazy. One of my stalkers is actually insane. I found that he's receiving psychiatric treatment. So, you know, that wasn't too hard to figure out from his behaviour. But the point is, he also is one of these devil worshippers using these satanic signs and symbols. Now I know we do have a problem, of course, that you know, governments use the same signs and symbols, but that is nothing to stop everybody from lobbying the governments about this, because remember, the Bible says that Satan, and that's a plural term, look it up in the book of Enoch. The book of Enoch is mentioned in the Bible, and God only quotes himself, says that Satan, it tells you that Satan is a plural term because it says 200 Satans landed on the earth. And Jesus also called one of his disciples Satan when he tried to stop him from going to sacrifice his life. So we know that these people are satanic. We know that they all stick together. And we all know that they conspire together to harass people. And the objective being to cause stress. Now, that amounts, with the medical evidence, to conspiracy to end someone's life. Perhaps you couldn't call it conspiracy to murder, but Jesus Christ says that Satan was alive from the beginning and a murderer, and that he is subtle. So it's a subtle way, in my opinion, of killing people. I'm not going to mention any names here, because what I'm going to say next concerns a very serious mass killing which happened in the Netherlands, and that concerned a young man who flipped and he went off with a gun and he shot people at his school. Now this guy was in contact with a certain person who is a well-known loudmouth and Christian hater on the internet. And I personally have had dealings with that particular person, and I know that when you have dealings with him, all of his supporters come together and they come to your channel and they start making death threats and suicide demands and saying things like, "You might hurt someone, we think you're crazy," and they just keep repeating it over and over and over again. It's called hypnosis.